it's just totally bizarre. I'm sure they'll get it all sorted out in the end, and we don't really want to sort of be sort of coming down hard on them. You know, like, it's just something I've always noticed again. Just the random shit that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We've got the BTS and the MRT and all that sort of stuff. You've got three different transport systems, no unified card system so that you can get between one and the other. You've got to buy three different transport cards, right, to get across the three different systems. Oh my
God! That's without the buses.
Yeah, and Australia went through this 15 years ago. Okay, it took Australia something like 5 years to sort out the Opal card or whatever it was. Right, and you had the same thing in England,
Yeah, with Transport for London, we've got the Oyster card now, so buses, trains and everything else is one card. That took a while to bring in and get the touchpads in and everything else, but now it's up and running, one card for everything.
So why doesn't a country like Thailand just say to the people who wrote this shit in Australia, come out here on contract, set up our system the same as the Opal card, and be done with it, or contact somebody in England.
Whatever. Just a system that works one card.
The wheel? What is the thinking behind this?
Well, that's what I was just saying. I'll come out with here. It's with Thailand. It seems to be build it first, then design it afterwards. That seems to be the way here. It's like if a transport system like a train station or whatever stations was being built or thinking of being built, designers would sit down and say, right, we're having this here, we've got to link this up, so things have got to be able to link. But here it's just like you've got a sort of BTS station and the MRT that's called Sukhumvit. So, alright, they go near each other, but it's not linked properly. You see, if it was my country, or perhaps your country, that would have been designed so it links better, so people can just easily transition between one to the other. But not here.
I think the same thing when they put the airport link, which is the third line. That terminates somewhere up near Victoria Monument, somewhere.
Thai.
Yeah. Can't remember exactly where it is, but there is a termination, right? And it's a good 500 yards, right?
You've got to drop down, then go through some barriers, then you go on a walkway, and then you can get your ticket to go on the BTS. Once again, if you could get on at Savannahboom with one card, get yourself a card, which to get the card to start with, it's a passport at the booth. But if you've got your card, or maybe even one ticket, and say, for example, I'm going to Nana at Savannahboom with one ticket, then you could do it. But no, you've got to have an airport rail link ticket and a BTS ticket. Right, it doesn't cost much, but it's not really linked properly.
That's the trouble. See, Bangkok is it's a city like in the low cities, a city of 8 million people. It's the size of New York. Population-wise, but it's spread over a much bigger distance. And I think that's where people lose all the plot, is the fact that it's such an expanse, is what we call Bangkok. Look, I've not been to enough places around the world to make a comparison, but I understand it's unique in its geography, in its culture and everything else. And again, Bangkok is not Thailand, just like Pattaya is not Thailand. And just like Hua Hin is not Thailand, and just like Phuket is not Thailand. These are where the foreigners tend to turn up. Bangkok is a business centre, whereas the other three are tourist centres. The other three places tend to be more expensive in some respects, and they're cheaper than others. Like I think you were saying when you were down went to the Hacienda or the Hacienda. You got a place to stay at down there. What for? £6 a night. What's that?
£6 a night.
300 baht.
Something like that. Depending on exchange rate, but
so
cheap.
Like trying to find a place you can stay in Pattaya for 300 baht. That's a bit of a boom. I've got to feel like you're probably going to go down.
Any cheaper, I think, or any cheaper, then you're talking hostel.
Here's the other question that I would throw out to the whole B&B thing, like in the TM30. So I've got a bike, right? What if I put a tent and a backsack on my bike, and rode the patio and decided to sleep
well,
in the field.
see, this is the thing. This is the thing.
You know, like, how does that work?
Exactly. So that means, right, the place you've been at,
Yeah.
so you put your tent or all your stuff on the bike, rucksack, whatever, and you think, right, I'm going off to wherever. It gets to the end of the day, you stop wherever.
Yeah.
Like a hostel, a guest house,
Or just a
mini
side of the
hotel.
road. Side of the road. You know, just, there you go, side of the road. There's a clearing on there, but I'm going to throw my tent up there. Like, you know, there's no...
Yeah, so what do you do about TM30 then?
What happens there? You know, like, and again, it's all these sort of things, you know, that always presents to me, like, really, the answer, this is the answer. Okay, they're built on that. Yes,
Yep.
I've looked at the things that it's querying. The app does require permissions for your GPS locator.
Right.
So maybe they've got the right idea. I've been saying this for ages, but maybe they've got the right idea. Is the fact that once that thing actually sets up, you'll be able to, you know, look, I've got no problem in telling Thailand authorities where I am any 5 minutes of that. You know where it is, just, you know, look, I'll add you to my Google tracking. It's all right, no problem.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to hide. I'm not trying to hide from the authorities. You want to know where I am? Just track me up. If I don't have my phone on me and I'm not where my phone says I am, then hit me with a fine. Right? Simple. Right? That's what the good guys can do, but in return, when the good guys do that and give you everything and you're tracking every 5 minutes of the day, just let's dispense with the TM30, the the TM47 90-day check-in. Because what does that 90-day? What does that mean? You know, 1 day out of 90 days, that's a registered address. Well, the 89 days, it could be anywhere.
You could, yeah.
You know, it means nothing. It's a complete waste of time. Anyway, I don't want to.
I think half of that is if you've ever been up to the Changwatana, isn't it?
Changwatana,
the big
yeah.
place. I think half of that is keeping half of them. See, that time I went up there to extend my visa, the impression I got within about 2 minutes was you've got what 5, 6, 7, 8 floors there, full up with offices doing who knows what. The first impression you get is half of this is one big paper chase, half of this is not needed. Most of these staff are not needed. In your country or my country, you wouldn't have that many staff because it wouldn't be efficient. But in this country, it seems, you know, you've got to fill a form out 3 times and that requires 3 different departments full up with staff just to keep people in jobs.
But don't forget, so in Australia, I think our current unemployment rate in Australia runs at about 5 or 6%. I don't know what it is in England. I think in America it's similar. Most Western countries boast its 5 to 6% unemployment rate. I remember sort of seeing something posted on a board last week. There was 170,000 job placements available last week, and there's 750,000 people looking for jobs. So this whole thing about jobs for people, they make up jobs. Here in Thailand, they seem to have solved the problem.
Yeah.
Basically their unemployment rate is 1.5% because that person carries a piece of paper here to there, and that person stands.
That's all it is.
That person does this, and that person does this. So we're going to solve the problem of our unemployment. We've got 6 people employed instead
the
of 1
problem with that is they're on really rubbish wages. But
we were talking about that before. We've got to also remember the fact that Thailand was pretty much 100 years ago was still serfdom. What they call it, slave labour and things like that. We have, I think they boast 75% of the wealth in Thailand is owned by the top 1% of the bourgeois, and it's got the most disparate poor to rich ratio in the whole planet, really, if I don't understand, but definitely in Asia. And again, so, whether the bourgeois are going to give up, something to make it easy. I think we're talking about that's this currently move to increase the minimum wage of about 300 baht a day to 400 baht a day, and guess what? The people who actually make those decisions are already being pressured by that 1%. Don't bring that in because we'll be poor. Anyway. What we're getting at is this is Thailand, and this is where Ian's currently in the whole learning process, because you never see this in the 14-day trips, the 28-day trips. You never really get to see this because you're too busy exploring Thailand. when you actually sort of sit down and start to check it out a little bit, and, start to feel a little bit, wanting to be living in Thailand. Well, that's a question I would ask you. Like, after the 2.5 months you've been here, is this a place you want to settle down?
If I could,
So even though there's so many weird things going on here,
there's so many little quirky things, but obviously coming from where I do, the weather is hands down better, even though it's wet season.
Well, it's only wet from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening.
Well,
approximately one or 2 days. You'll get 4 to 6 o'clock rain, and then it'll be fine for 2 days, and it'll be rain, it'll be fine for 2 days. And you might get a thunderstorm at midnight, and it'll wake you up. Or just annoy you because you're playing the game or something.
But no, even that, obviously warmer temperatures for a start. So for a lot of us with ailments, or a lot of people that come out here who've got skin complaints or ailments, obviously the better weather helps hands down to start with. So from a health point of view, there. But obviously the weather and just a few things like that really. So even though the exchange rate's really bad at the moment, and the baht's being held up and all of that's factors, but it's still cheaper to live here than it is back home.
Yeah, there's some weird, Thailand has some weird stuff. It's never going to be like where you come from.
Yeah.
Right?
Not that where you come from is 100% perfect, but it's what you're used to.
That's right. You've already sort of said, well, this is the shit I don't like in my country, and I've accepted that shit, and then the good shit is this, and then I can live with the rest, and you get into this lifestyle thing of bad, good, and I live in the middle,
Yeah.
I don't say much about the bad because everybody knows it's bad. You come over here and the bad stuff over there, like the food in England is like shit, in my opinion, and you come over here and you got the best food in the world, and so that's a good point, but we're not really sort of making those adjustments in our comparatives. You don't look at all the great stuff about Thailand. In my case, that I'm not answering to a boss. I've got enough money to support myself for the next 30 years, even at minimal interest. If I'm careful, well, if the dollar drops any further, it might be 25 years, but you get the idea. It's just one of those sort of things. I made my plan, a 30-year plan, and the money I've got, even without, all my investments, would last for 30 years. So I'm good. I'm not complaining. It's now only the last 25 years, but I've been making a few bucks off YouTube. And that's YouTube plus a few other things I got online going on. That's an extra $500 a month. What I've been losing, I've now made up over the last 2 years. Through online business, which I'm allowed to do because it's all registered to my Australian address and I pay Australian tax. I'm not going to have that argument about anybody. But that's the way it works. I'm not pulling money out of Thailand and sending it to Cambodia or Myanmar like most of the situations with the Thai immigration problems. And that's where all this stuff starts. Again, getting back to the fact that we're Westerners, we're looking at it from our Western point of view or our Western framework, but really, we've got to look at Thailand, you get, 500,000 people coming over from Myanmar, half of those working illegally, taking restaurant jobs. Okay, they're minimal jobs, 10,000 baht a month, and they're sending 5,000 baht a month to their family in Myanmar or Laos or Cambodia. It makes all the difference in those countries. It makes a big difference. Right, so you've got 500,000 people sending 5,000 baht a month out. Well, that's a big exodus of finance from the Thai coffers. And that's where a lot of this problem really stems from, and that's where a lot of the immigration really starts. It's not so much targeting us as targeting them. We just happen to get caught in the net. What they need to be doing is they need to be, making a few adjustments in that net. Like an app that works. Well, that's what that app is supposed to do. You 90-day check-in.
Oh, is it?
So
Right.
that's what it says on the page.
Right.
I will give you a link, and you can put a link in the description box where they can have a look at this themselves and track that out possibly. But it does come down to the fact that money's going out. It doesn't cost much for somebody from Myanmar to work in a gas station over the border here in Thailand for 10,000 baht a month. He's used to living on half that, so he does. He lives with 3 or 4 other friends in a shared room arrangement with 4 beds on the floor. And they all eat rice and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Typical Thai meal in the north. You can eat quite comfortably for 100 baht a day. Noodles for 20 baht. I know some noodles you can get for 10 baht. I know, I remember a guy sort of doing a video a couple of years ago. Cheapest noodles in Chiang Rai was 8 baht. It's a meal. It's got 2 or 3 little pork balls. And it's just noodles and flavouring. Generally, when you get on the streets on Bangkok or out in the outskirts, you're paying 20 baht. On the streets of Sukhumvit, you're probably paying 50 baht for it. That's the sort of difference in price you get. And again, this is what people understand. The foreigners who have the money, the prices tend to go up. If you're only ever seen Sukhumvit, then you're used to pretty much Western lifestyle and Western pricing. And you're never going to save any money, apart from maybe buying a condo for maybe $150,000. You can buy a condo in maybe sort of lower down Sukhumvit for about 150,000. And then of course you bought that, then you can have that lifestyle of eating noodles every night and save a lot of money. You're still going to need 800,000 baht in the bank though.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
But you could have a very, very simple life. Guys do, except we tend to play as foreigners. We like to go out and have a party.
This is the thing. When you're out here longer, or even a few that we've spoken to on the little meet-up nights down under bar. A few other people. I mean, I've thought it and I've seen it for myself. It's when you're even coming out here and having an Airbnb for a while. Maybe once or twice a week you'll go out and eat something, like go to a restaurant you like, or you go around little meet-ups, things like that. But when you're on your 2 or 3 week holiday, obviously you can go, I'll go here, I'll go there. We can go out for beers every night if you want to. We'll go to Nana Plaza every night and have fun with the girls, or wherever you want to go. You do that on your holiday because you've got your holiday money, plus you can dip onto your credit card a bit if you wanted to, because you're going back home to that job and go back to life again. When you're out here like me, and you're out here a bit longer and you've got a budget, it's a case of, you've got to live a bit more like you would back home. Back home, would you go to even a half decent restaurant every single night and be having drinks every night? And would you go to, in London there ain't many places like your Nana Plaza, but would you go to a strip joint every single night? No, you wouldn't. And why wouldn't you do that? Because you can't afford it. So you've got to be a bit mental discipline. You wouldn't do it back home long term every day. So you don't do it here. And a few people that come along to the meetups have said the same thing. They'll maybe once or twice a week, or even once or twice a month, depending on budget, they'll go out and do something like that, but not every single day. You don't do it every single day. It's like, now I'll go to the local supermarket because I've got a little kitchen and I'll get my own food and do my own food like I would back home because it's cheaper.
Like in my case, I think we've said this before, we're doing this meet-up and we're now sort of doing it every 2 weeks. So, probably 2 months a year there will be 3 meet-ups in a month, because that's the way the calendar works. But ideally, that means, on average, it's twice a month. In my budget, that fits into my budget. So Sonia's now got the shop and she makes some money and that pays for all her little trinkets. So, I was spending about 60,000 baht a month living here in Thailand, but that was between 2 people. that budget. Then once once the shop started generating some income, I found my spending money had reduced itself down to 45,000 baht a month. So then I thought, well, okay, I can afford to go out a couple of times and do the Sukhumvit thing and the Wanda, and it doesn't break the bank. But like I remember in January, I did a whole slew of them, and my health turned around and just completely hit me in the kidneys. I'll not do that one again. But so what you've got to look at is the fact you've got to pace yourself. And even today, yesterday he grabbed me on the messenger and said, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" Obviously, he's calling the wall. Like, I'm playing video games, which is my stick. I'm quite happy to shoot spaceships, shoot 3D spaceships all day. But what do you want to do? And there's like we just had the King's birthday this week, and there's really nothing on. And what do you do? Well, so I said, come to the mall. Let's have lunch. We should probably do that more. Because I don't mind coming down the mall for one. It's like free air conditioning. Except when they open that door out there. You get a warm breeze coming through every 5 minutes when you open the door. But that's another thing altogether. Sitting here, maybe we can sit somewhere else. But this is about the quietest we could find in this whole shopping centre. Oh my God. We're talking about
the loud music.
The loud music, the loudspeakers, and like, do people really ever listen to that shit?
Well, this is the thing. You go. For those that know, you go into these shopping centres or anywhere like big shopping areas, whatever you want to call them, and they'll have some presentation on, and there'll be a stall, and there'll be someone with, like, to coin the Spinal Tap reference, they'll have the speakers turned up to 11, and
no, the Thai speakers, the dial starts at 11.
Ah, right. Okay.
If you got that, so it's off, starts at 11, and it goes up to 20.
Yeah. Right. So whatever it'll be ear-splittingly loud, and they'll be jabbering away, talking whatever it is they're talking about, and nobody ever seems to be taking any notice, listening to any of it, and you think, why are you bothering? No one takes any notice. It's not like someone starts talking and everyone takes notice and they start buying. It never happens, does it?
Okay, here's an interesting little snippet for those people who love all things Thai. Do you know it's actually illegal? There's actually a law that prohibits a foreigner or even a Thai speaking English through a loudspeaker.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
You're going to have to look that one up.
Ah, okay. This is Thailand.
I don't know the exact law, but I know it's something around that. It's either foreigners cannot get on a microphone and loudspeaker.
Is that classed as working then?
No, I just think it's the fact that it's written into the law that has to be Thai. It has to be spoken in Thai. You cannot have. But again, how do they do these big car shows and you can hear some of this stuff coming through in English? It's only every fourth announcement, they'll do Thai announcements, and then there might be an English thing. You're on the BTS, so there's a Thai, Sakani Tong Bai, Tong Nong Si, and then next station is Tong Nong Si. So there's something around that as well. It's quite bizarre, but I know it stems from a law that's 50 years old, that foreigners can't get on the speaker, or it has to be Thai first, but you get the idea. Well, living in Thailand, there's lots of magical things that, especially if you don't magical things that you'll get used to, right? And you're going to have a different set of dislikes, and quite frankly, in my case,